Good evening, welcome to another review by DWC, and tonight I have a very special subject. It is, of course, number 2 in the ME410A1 series, or the Messerschmitt ME410. This is more commonly known in English, the Hornets. And this one is representing a lovely night fighter from 1943, flown by Rudolph Abrahamczik of 14 kg2 at Loan-Athies airfield in France, of course, in late 1943, and a fine addition to the Night Fighter Luftwaffe series. So let's get into the box and have a little look. So as already pointed out, it's part of the Night Air War series, which includes obviously the Defiant, Hurricane. You've got the ME110, you've got the ME109E. There is also a Dornier, there's Ju-88s. There's a whole host of Luftwaffe aircraft and of course British aircraft in the Night Fighter series, and I would expect a Beaufighter to follow suit. Anyhow, let's get into it. So of course this is a beautiful aircraft and beautiful model, but it does come with its faults, but we'll get to that shortly. So let's open up the box and have a little look. As always, it comes with the collector card, so there's 1,000 of these made, and I am the proud owner of number 851. A little bit of history around the aircraft, which we'll go through in a minute. And of course, as always, comes in the clamshell with the down undercarriage in its bag there. The up undercarriage will be fitted to the aircraft. And you have to look on top, you've got the various grey, and then underneath is the black. It'd be easier for me to take out. So first of all, I'll take her out the box and put her on a stand in flight mode, and we have a look at the lines and what it looks like. So here she is at the box. I mean, she looks really gorgeous. But the ME410 specialists among us will notice a massive mistake, and it's a huge mistake on behalf of Corgi, and it's around the air intake. So if you look at this engine here, the air intake is to the left of the engine, and if you look at this one on the right, to the right of the engine. Now every picture well, bear in mind in existence, I would say there possibly may be an exception, so I'm happy to be proved wrong, shows that the air intakes on both engines should be on the left side. So how on earth have Corgi managed to do that? I don't know. And this is not something you can fix, because it would need a complete remold of the wing, because it's part of the wing root. So it's built into the wing there, I believe. So the engine doesn't look like it's separate. It's built into that wing. So what a faux pas. Huge faux pas. I mean, look, it still looks stunning, doesn't it? It still looks great. I think especially this example, because we haven't got the large cannon underneath the nose. You can see the sort of the true lines of the aircraft, how fearsome it is. Obviously, you've got the cannons there on the side of the aircraft in order to either shoot backwards or upwards, depending on which way. So the aircraft will position under bombers and switch upwards and fire shells in that way. I love also the contrast of the two greys on the top. And then the dark, obviously the black Night Fighter underneath there, really sort of sets off the Balkenkraus underneath the wings. Look, it's beautiful. It is a great model. I love obviously the split prop there, really nice as well. Slightly different. If you look at the actual prop as well, it's not 50-50. It's almost a 2/3 approach, which is again unusual. Whether that's accurate or not, I mean, those specialists among us will see obviously the different type of prop color, which is almost like a greeny grey, which is standard for Luftwaffe aircraft, and of course obviously the respective naughty insignia on the back, which I'll try not to feature too much because it'll probably get me a shadow ban on YouTube. In terms of the actual model itself, incredible. Really happy with it. Great price. I've got this off of Mr. Andy Beck, who very kindly got it for me. Look, really good model. But we're now going to get into the territory where I'm either going to have a nervous breakdown or my fingers are going to just snap off, because we're going to try and put the undercarriage on. So I'm going to try and demonstrate how to put the undercarriage on through the video. So bear with me, guys. This could be a long-winded moment, but I'll talk through the setup first once I've got the up undercarriage out. So here we go. We're going to try and put the undercarriage in live rather than me try and put them in. So off camera. So I'll show you what we've got first. We've got the rear wheel and the rear door. We've obviously got two sets of wheels. One of my wheels actually come off in the box, which is slightly concerning. And you've got the two sort of front doors there. So let's put the rear on first, so we can get a good look at the underneath There you've got the aerial up. So obviously just be really, really careful. What's really interesting is that's painted a different colour. And one thing I would say, managed to get the undercarriage out on this really, really easy, which is a rarity. For those who watch the channel on a regular basis will know I get very, very upset about undercarriage being fitted up. So that bit goes into there like so. Oh, try not to snap anything off in the process. There's a small hole there and it will not. Trying to get this in. So that doesn't even fit nice either. Fantastic start, eh guys? There's a very small hole there and it just doesn't want to go in. Which is intriguing. So that's crap. Don't like that in the slightest. So that's not going in. Let's see if we can get the actual wheel in. But unless I'm doing something wrong, this does not want to go. So that is absolutely awful. As you can see, there's a small grommet in the middle there, and that should fit into there like that. And neither want to fit in properly. That is absolutely atrocious. Jesus. Not a happy mark. And I don't want to force it in case I won't. So there's a great start. The rear wheel doesn't want to go in. So if you look at these, that should be that door there. So you see a very small hole at the top. That should go in like so. And that fits okay. So we'll do both of those first. And if I remember rightly before, I think I broke one on the first example. They're very small pins that they hold in. I don't really want to touch them in case they come out. And then we have got the undercarriage, and you've got 4 pins to put in. And this is now giving me a nervous breakdown just even thinking about this. And look, and that's the bloody problem. That it pops in, but then to try and get it, it's just so bad. And that's the wrong side anyhow, I think. Oh my god, let's try again. And look, the door falls out again. So do you know what? It actually feels brittle as well when you're trying to put it in. So that one doesn't want to go in nice. This is the struggles of diecast, ladies and gentlemen. Just awful. There's too much flex in it, and it just doesn't want to wedge in. Look. Did you know what? There's an example of undercarriage on an aircraft that's absolutely atrocious. I'm not even going to try and put them in, because if I try and put it in, I think it will snap. So the wheels should be, of course, facing outward, or inward. In fact, that's probably why I don't want to go in. I've ended up actually breaking a bit there. I don't know if you can see, but I put very little pressure on that, and it snapped. Very little pressure, and a bit of it's come off. And I believe Chris and Heavy Metal Diecast had exactly the same issue. That is nothing short of a joke, Corgi. I put no pressure on that at all. But the wheel was falling off this one in the box. This is pretty much in the diecast disasters category. Just awful. Absolutely awful. I don't even want to put any more pressure on it because I snapped that one. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how an aircraft shouldn't be built. And it's, you know, a 9 or a 10 out of a 9, 8 or 9 out of 10 for me, for a 5 out of 10. Absolutely awful undercarriage. I cannot believe that they have persisted with this, because it's crap, for want of a better word. I'm a massive Corgi fan. I'm a massive advocate of Corgi and what they do, but this is not good enough. Absolutely not good enough at all. And for me, that's wound me up. Now I've got another bit of broken undercarriage I've got to deal with, but I'm glad I could show you that, because you see how little pressure I put on. And I might be a little bit clumsy, admittedly, but I put very little pressure on there and it snapped. So that is my review, ladies and gentlemen. Great model, great tooling, with the exception of the undercarriage, which is nothing short of a disgrace. And I believe, like I said, Chris had the issue before when he did the first review and posted it on Heavy Metal Diecast. So yeah, little bit of a disaster on video there, but I'm glad that you was there to witness it along with me. And you know, if I've done something wrong, please tell me, of course. But look, I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, I'll get some pictures up and a 360 video, but I'm not putting it on its undercarriage. It will be on its stand. Thanks for watching the live with the boys, Chris and Renee, both from Dutch Diecast Selector, and of course Heavy Metal Diecast. They were both great sports, great lads. It was a real pleasure to have that chat with them all around all things aircraft. And I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you soon.